The Austrian government orders a nationwide lockdown due to COVID. Britney Spears' conservatorship has come to an end, and New Jersey places a ban on single-use plastics. All this and more on this episode of Hawk TV News. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hawk TV News. I'm Nick Presto.
And I'm Denisse Quintanilla. On November 6, a local Long Branch police detective was shot in the leg after trying to serve a warrant. Police identified the suspect as 34-year-old Mark Walker, who shot at the detective before barricading himself inside his home on Chelsea Avenue. Police and local SWAT teams surrounded the neighborhood during the standoff. A police negotiator was at the scene but had no luck luring Walker out of his home. After a nearly 24-hour standoff, Walker set his house on fire and attempted to escape. He fired at officers while fleeing the scene, but Long Branch police fired back, killing the suspect on sight. The detective that was initially shot has left the hospital with only an injury to his leg and will continue to be in recovery for the next few months.
Taylor Swift recently re-released her 2012 album as Red, Taylor's version, now featuring 30 songs. The re-release is her way of reclaiming her music following ongoing conflicts with record executive Scooter Braun over ownership of the recording masters. 2 years ago, Swift announced her solution to re-record her first 6 albums. Since then, she released Fearless, Taylor's version, in April under Republic Records. The platinum version of the original album had 19 songs, but the re-release has 26. The new version of Red follows in the footsteps of the re-recorded Fearless, highlighting Swift's past music without any major changes, while adding 10 tracks from her vault of unreleased songs, including a 10-minute version of fan favorite All Too Well. Featured vocalists on the album include Phoebe Bridgers, Ed Sheeran, Chris Stapleton, and Gary Lightbody. An accompanying film starring Swift and actors Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien was also revealed.
We have to take a short break, but we'll be back with more Hawk TV News.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
The Austrian government ordered a nationwide lockdown for unvaccinated people. This is in efforts to combat rising COVID-19 infections and deaths. Authorities are concerned that hospital staffs will not be able to handle the influx of COVID patients. The government has ordered that people over the age of 12 cannot leave their homes except for activities such as working or grocery shopping. Unvaccinated people can be fined up to nearly $1,700 if they violate orders of the lockdown. Austria has one of the least vaccinated populations in Western Europe, with only 65% of its population vaccinated. In recent weeks, the country has faced more than 8,500 new daily infections.
New research has shown that a strain of COVID-19 called SARS-CoV-2 is significantly spreading in white-tailed deer in the U.S. Veterinarians at Pennsylvania State University found the active strain in at least 30% of deer that tested positive across Iowa in 2020. These findings were verified by federal scientists at the National Veterinary Services Laboratories. The possibility of different animals carrying COVID brings major concern as they can spread it back to humans. Even if the entirety of the human population is immune to the virus, it will still circulate as it has found a new host, making it difficult to manage or eradicate.
We now go to my co-anchor with an update on Latinx entertainment.
Welcome back to another segment of Latinx 101. I'm here to share with you today some of my favorite Latin songs of the moment. I'm not gonna lie, it was a very difficult task, but somehow I managed to choose my top 3, so here we go. The first song that's been on repeat for a while now is called Todo de Ti by Puerto Rican singer and rapper Rauw Alejandro. This track has 80s and 90s vibes, but still doesn't lose the essence of reggaeton. The next song I got for you is by Camilo and Eva Luna called Indigo. It was through this song that the couple revealed they are expecting their first baby, with the music video showing the reactions of friends and family. This track strays away from the usual pop urban genre that Camilo is known for, but rather has a fast-paced indie alternative sound to it. I already memorized all the lyrics and play it non-stop when I'm in my car. To conclude this list, how can I forget the most recent release of Christina Aguilera, Pa' Mis Muchachas, which features 3 female collaborators, Becky G and Argentine performers Nicki Nicole and Nati Peluso. The song highlights Aguilera's amazing vocals accompanied by this guaracha-style beat, which is a high-tempo genre that began in Cuba with lyrics that allude to female empowerment and independence. Pa' Mis Muchachas is the lead single from Aguilera's upcoming Spanish-language album, which happens to be her second album in this language since the year 2000 when she released Mi Reflejo. Go ahead and give these songs a listen, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. My name is Denisse Quintanilla, and I'll see you next time in another edition of Latinx 101. Hasta la próxima. Over a week has passed since the Astroworld Music Festival turned deadly. Since then, 2 more people have died. A 22-year-old college student passed away after being in the hospital for her injuries. A 9-year-old boy was placed in a medically induced coma, but he died on November 14th. The age range of the victims who died is now 9 to 27. There are still questions over who is to blame. Travis Scott and the festival organizer are already facing several lawsuits by families of the victims and those who survived.
New Jersey has placed a ban on single-use carry-out bags. Polyester foam food service products and plastic straws are given by request only. Governor Murphy and lawmakers passed this legislation last year in an effort to reduce plastic pollution coming from the food and retail industries. In 6 months, businesses will not be allowed to hand out plastic food bags or food packaging. If stores are found distributing these items, they will receive a warning for the first offense and monetary fines up to $1,000 a day if repeated. The fines can be as high as $5,000 for a third offense. Other states like California, New York, Vermont, and Connecticut have taken similar measures to reduce their plastic waste.
Looking for a new place to eat around campus? Here's Juwan Fari with his take on the best local restaurants.
As students, we spend a lot of time on campus, especially if you're an out-of-state student. When we want to unwind and have a meal after a busy day, we head to the dining hall or go to the student center. But wouldn't you want more choices to choose from other than campus selections? You might be surprised to learn there are some great restaurants walking distance from campus. This week, I'll be talking about Jack's Goal Line Stand, Sabor do Brazil, and Nora's Irie Jamaican. Jack's Goal Line Stand is a local American sports restaurant that is located at 149 Bryanton Ave. The menu has a variety of classic bar favorites like Goal Line Stand jumbo wings that are marinated overnight, then seasoned. They have different slam dunk salads and delicious gourmet pizzas that have a lot of flavor. This is one of the best sports bars around the area. You can sit down and enjoy live entertainment anywhere in the bar. Another place that serves great food is Sabor do Brazil Barbecue and Buffet. It's a Brazilian restaurant that is located on the same street as Jack's. They serve They serve steak, chicken, sausage, and other meats. The food is cooked right in front of you, and you decide to get it how you want it. They also have many sides and fruits to choose from. It's a very friendly and Brazilian cultured place. Last but not least, Nora's Irish Jamaican restaurant. They are known for their jerk chicken, oxtail, and brown stew chicken. The Jamaican restaurant gives you a lot on your plate, and it's the best seasoned food around and family-owned business. It is located at 530 Springdale Ave. To tell you the truth, if these options don't make you hungry, I don't know what will. These selections will fulfill your needs and taste buds. Stop by these restaurants when you're thinking of some new places to try. That's all for my edition of Fari Foods.
In England, 3 men were arrested in connection to a taxi explosion that occurred outside a Liverpool hospital. It killed 1 person and injured another. British police are treating the explosion as a terrorist incident. David Perry, the driver of the taxi, is being hailed as a hero after he locked the suspected terrorist in his car. By doing this, Perry managed to stop what could have been an awful tragedy at the hospital. It is not clear when or how Perry knew his passenger was carrying a bomb, but he was able to leave the vehicle before it exploded. The only death of this explosion was the suspected terrorist.
Disney Plus celebrates its 2nd anniversary with the release of new exclusive films and shows including Cheaper by the Dozen, Hocus Pocus 2, and The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. Under the Marvel Universe, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and Ms. Marvel will soon be released, in addition to IMAX versions of popular Marvel movies. In honor of the first ever Disney Plus Day, the streaming platform is offering a 1-month discounted subscription to new and returning users for only $2.
Britney Spears' conservatorship, which has been in place since 2008, has finally come to an end. It was put in place after she was said to suffer from mental health problems. Her father, Jamie Spears, was largely in control of her personal and business affairs. In June, Spears spoke about it in court for the first time and described the conservatorship as abusive. She will now be in control of her $60 million estate as well as her medical and personal decisions. Spears tweeted, thanking her fans for the support as the Free Britney movement gained traction over this past year and put her conservatorship under scrutiny.
Mark Meadows, former President Donald Trump's chief of staff, failed to appear for a deposition on November 12th regarding the Capitol attack on January 6th. Committee Chair Benny Thompson and Representative Liz Cheney have confirmed that Meadows have failed to comply with the subpoena and have threatened to pursue contempt for other proceedings. His attorney, George Terwilliger, had previously suggested that Meadows would not cooperate.
We have to take another short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV news.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Wait, why does my face look like that?
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him, he's gotta come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day and keeps me company when I'm doing schoolwork. I like it when he jumps up on the table too. He is a veggie thief. He's an incredible companion and my best friend. Can't say that I've met anybody that doesn't love him too. When I adopted Turtle, I discovered all the things that make him unique. He's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly he's all pure love.
The end of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial is near. Closing arguments have been made, and the city of Kenosha, Wisconsin is hoping to get back to normal. Rittenhouse is charged with reckless homicide, intentional homicide, and attempted intentional homicide. In August of 2020, Kyle Rittenhouse shot 2 men and wounded a third. The incident took place in Kenosha during a night full of protests and civil unrest following the death of Jacob Blake, who was shot by a Kenosha police officer.
Suni Lee, gold medalist of the 2020 Olympics, was pepper sprayed in a racially motivated attack. Lee was out with a group of friends, all of whom were of Asian descent, in Los Angeles. A car drove by and the people inside started shouting racist slurs and told the girls to go back to where they came from. One of the passengers sprayed Lee's arm with pepper spray before taking off in their vehicle. Attacks against Asian Americans have skyrocketed during the pandemic. A coalition that tracks racism and discrimination against Asian Americans reported that there were 4,533 incidents that occurred in the first half of this year alone.
Looking for new shows to watch? We now go to Ben DeVito with an update on Marvel Studios Entertainment.
On November 12th, Marvel Studios announced during the Disney Plus Day conference its new slate of television shows premiering exclusively on the platform. The first show announced was Moon Knight, which is starring award-winning actor Oscar Isaac. Moon Knight chronicles the life of Mark Spector, a former CIA agent, as he manages to live through his dissociative identity disorder. He soon becomes possessed by an Egyptian deity, Khonshu, which forces him to take up the mantle of Moon Knight. Moon Knight is coming soon to Disney+. The next show announced was She-Hulk. As the cousin of Bruce Banner, Jennifer Walters has big shoes to fill. She is an ordinary lawyer, but her life changes after a blood transfusion with Bruce Banner gives her the powers and abilities of the Hulk. Now she must balance her life as a superhero and a lawyer. She-Hulk starts streaming in 2022. Miss Marvel was another show announced at the conference. Miss Marvel highlights Kamala Khan as an average Pakistani Jersey girl who idolizes Captain Marvel. She soon obtains the Nega Bands, which gives her cosmic energy powers. Miss Marvel starts streaming in the summer of 2022. Other major shows announced during the conference were Spider-Man Freshman Year, which highlights Peter Parker's early years as Spider-Man, Agatha, House of Harkness, a revival of the animated X-Men series from 1997, Echo, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, and second seasons of both Loki and What If. The television slate for Marvel Studios is looking very promising, and I am very excited for the future of Marvel, as I am most hyped for Moon Knight. That's all the time we have for here on the Marvel Minute. Back to you guys at the desk.
A tornado ripped through parts of Long Island on November 13th to 14th. It caused significant damage, tearing down trees and downing power lines. The roof of a building in Nassau County was even ripped off, according to the National Weather Service. The tornado had winds of 65 to 85 miles per hour when it first touched down in Woodmere. It then carried over to Hempstead, Uniondale, and Levittown. There were no casualties reported, but over 12,000 homes were left without power.
A 51-year-old man visited the hospital after he said he was struck by lightning near the Asbury Park boardwalk. According to Asbury Fire Chief Kevin Ketty, the man was near the Stone Pony Summer Stage when a harsh storm suddenly blew in. It was whipping the boardwalk with wind and rain when he felt a shock. Ketty guesses that the lightning came down somewhere in his vicinity. The unidentified man complained of chest tightness and a severe headache when he was taken to the Jersey Shore Medical Center, where he remains for further evaluation.
We now go to Jack Crowell with an update on Monmouth sports.
It's been another exciting week for the Monmouth Hawks. Starting off with football, the Hawks defeated Robert Morris 38-7. Jaden Sheridan's 156 yards rushing helped lead the Hawks to victory. The matchup marked the last regular season game of the year and celebrated the careers of 19 Hawks graduating from the program. The team will go on to face Kennesaw State for the Big South title on November 20th. With the football season coming to a close, basketball season has officially begun. The men's basketball team grabbed its first win of the season with a 79-71 victory over Towson. George Pappas led the Hawks with 22 points, followed by Marcus McClary with a career-high 16 points. The women's team also was able to grab their first win under new head coach Ginny Bodges by defeating Navy 57-46. Jania Hall and Stella Clark led the Hawks in scoring with 10 points each.
Thanks, Jack. And that's all we have for news this week. I'm Nick Presto.
And I'm Denisse Quintanilla. Be sure to tune in next week for more Hawk TV news.